stronger through the crucible. Pistol round to commence here. These two teams are ready to go. Nades for Dane and Grape. I like the CT utility. And there's a distinct lack of it over on Eros' side. They're going straight Glocks, and that's a bit of a shocker here, but this A Swarm looks like an initial fake to kick things off. And, well, it starts off well for Eros. There's a chance for more. Learsy's going to drop Grape too. Dangerous, though, the man you highlighted, John, pops off one. Brett's here for more towards Archers. They get shut down. Dane has two, however, and we devolve into a 2v2. But there's an important part of the game here at stake, and that is the bomb. And it's down over towards B, Walker and Dane. Now all down to Walker as A's got his second. Walker, headshot onto the first. A swing, shadow shows, but A, he's got the shots.
Nicely done by Eros and A with the 3K in that round. Honestly, interesting, a little unorthodox in fact on the pistol round. Didn't have the bomb on their backs, but said, you know what, we were already committed to going for that pincer attack to the B site. They said, let's just keep pushing forward. They didn't even stop running. They just ran all the way to the site. Even though they were giving the audio keys away, they still managed to secure that round. So that's going to make it 1-0 for Eros, and as a result, they'll be able to upgrade to rifles across the board.
A third effector forcing around this too. They got a plethora of Deagles, one P250 on Insane, a good amount of nades they've used down middle, but Cryptic's gone for a bit of a flank through alt middle. He could get one at the very least. Maybe a second. So yeah, it does manage one of the P250, but still, trades are going the way of Eros, and third impact, they really haven't been able to have any impact with these Deagles just yet. The nades failed to do a significant amount of damage either, and right now, the T side has full control of the B side area. Banana is a clean walkway up. There's only one player left to defend. It's Grape. He has no utility. He's used his smoke already. And there's plenty of util. Double smokes, triple flashes. But Brett, he's going to give all this information away, and Grape should be ready for the initial take.
Grape. Going to be firing with the Deagle, but look at Lursy, aware and alert, realizes that Brett is on the flank, takes him down, and they know that Grape's around here. They obviously see the tracer fire coming through the smoke, so they're going to be aware. But at the end of the day, they have the bomb site planted. Grape's now been dealt with, and only Dane is left. He's got the body armor and a flashbang along with the Deagle. That's a good chunk of change in your pocket. I think he's just going to try and retreat here, maybe even get some exit frags. He's waiting, fires a shot, hits Cryptic. He doesn't connect for the frag, so he's going to continue running away, but they are chasing him down, Austin.
He's just repositioning, trying to get away, but I don't think Eros are too convinced that they need to get this kill, and I don't blame them. They don't need to throw a rifle at him. Even back 10, it's not worth losing that extra body. They've already lost one. So let him save the Deagle, let him save the armor. It's a futile gesture in the end. Minds of Eros, rather, as third impact will be on nothing here aside from that Deagle. Perhaps Insane could buy up a little bit. He had about 3,500 in the bank, but I don't think he'll invest too much. He'll probably want to get an op in the hands of Walker as soon as possible. Get that presence around the map. Walker can be very dynamic here on Inferno. He can peek B, he can peek apps, he can peek mid, and he's a dangerous man with a sniper.
He really is, and he's also their top frag so far in the qualifiers. 92 frags for him, plus 28 kill to death differential, 1.44 KDR and an ADR of 83.9. All those stats leading the team, and having an ADR lead as an operator is already impressive in itself.
It's not something you see every day, but I have to think that does go down to his effectiveness with the op and also his utility usage. Walker's a very good player when it comes to utility, but speaking of utility, there's some massive damage going the way of Eros here, and Umar's already bombed up 600 bucks. A will swing for another cryptic with the third. Walker will get himself a second on the fadeaway. Okay, Walker, maybe a little more damage to be had here. No. He does fall through off, but still. 2 kills here. That's more than enough economic damage for third impact, and considering the start of that round, I was not expecting to get anything. That second shot was absolutely built from Walker.
Yeah, I mean, nice work from Walker at the very least, racking up $600 in his pocket, and of course helping his team do a little bit of that economic damage like you were saying. Only 2 players down at his T side, so they can absorb that on the Eros side, but certainly a little more damage than they would have liked given what they were going up against, which was pretty much no investment at all.
Yeah, it's a costly round, and it does keep Eros a little bit honest on A and Cryptic, but the op is in the hands of Walker, and this is the weapon you want him to have here on third impact. He's going to look for an opening, but he's not going to overextend here. Wants to make sure that gun can pay some dividends. Does not want to throw. They'll hold off for now, stall out. They move up, and it's a fantastic flash from Umar. Walker's blind to that op. It's a $4,700 decoy.
Wow. I mean, Eros looking good already in the first rifle-on-rifle round. And they're going to send 3 players down banana now. So they find the frag over at the A site. Third Impact cheating way too much towards A now, as Dane Joris has leaned all the way back. And you have 1 player waiting on the B site. That's great. He's going to be overloaded very soon, and tons of utility for Eros to work with. And now you see Dane realizing, okay, got to get back in position here because we have no one spotted over at the A site. That's a good adjustment to make. And here comes the hit from Eros. Is the Impact going to have a chance to defend? Well, Grape goes down immediately, and that gives Eros the bomb site here, Austin.
No retake utility either. They're just falling like flies. Lear shuts down Insane. Dane, though, has himself 2. And he has been Third Impact's most impactful, you might say, over his tenure with this roster. But they need 3 more kills. Brett's picked up the op. They think there might be 1 speed, 1 the flank, but instead Cryptic may be the real threat here towards Graveyard. Dane, with that smoke about to fade, will aggress here. Cryptic goes down. Dane is spotted. Cryptic gets the headshot. And now Brett has to save this op. There's going to be no money for Third Impact. And with that jump, I think Brett just not too long for this world as Cryptic gets himself a hat trick and an op for Umar. Eros, a strong 4-0 start here to kick things off on Inferno. It is their map pick, but it's a map that both teams do play quite a bit, and a map that everyone should know how to play.
Yeah, no, I mean, Eros, I think, feeling really confident in their Inferno as of late. You saw them defeat Strife 16-10, and a player that I wanted to highlight in particular, Cryptic, was the top frag on that Inferno match, 23-18. Just saw him get a 3K, and throughout the DreamHack qualifiers, he has been lights out. The only player with a positive net differential at +11 and 93.5 ADR. It's definitely him, and he gets a 2K here. In the end, Nico ends up going down to Grape, who will likely be able to upgrade to the AK, should he be able to find it, but in fact, he's already gone into the window, and he backs off, does not decide to chase down that rifle. As a result, Walker is isolated over at that B site, and Jason will take him down. That's a 4v2 and a free bomb site.
All of that starts with that rush onto Cryptic. He manages 2 out of a very rough situation, and then the rest of it is history, where Eros can basically mop up the last 2. Dane with armor maybe could pick something up, but doesn't even look like he wants to contest this, John. He wants to save that vest, so he does not have to reinvest that 650 into armor in the next round. That's a wise call. Send Grape out for an exit or 2. He only has the deagle. He doesn't really have anything to lose. And Eros, though, they're minimizing their casualties incredibly well in these rounds, and that's going to set them up really nicely moving forward into this game. Once we get towards the midway portions, once that CT side can start building something up, that T economy is going to be incredibly hard to deal with. Dane's actually picked up an AK, though, and now he becomes a prime target. You see, this is a dangerous piece of kill, and actually Dane's going to run right into A. Nice little pincer maneuver there from Eros. I'm surprised we haven't seen a timeout here from Third Impact, too. I feel like this is the prime opportunity to use that feature. And, well, ask and I shall receive, I guess.
Yeah, it's, you're clairvoyant, Austin. Yeah, that's it is a good call for a timeout because they are really losing control of this match at this point. They do have the full loss bonus in their pocket, so now's a good time to talk things over and decide what they want to do with it. But if you look at that scoreboard, I mean, Dane and Walker have 7 kills combined, and then the rest of the team only has 3 combined.
Yeah.
Grape, Insane, and Brett sitting on only 1 frag. So everyone a little slow out of the gate here. And if you look over on the other side, well, of course, there are a couple of players who've only died once. A and Jason doing work, and of course, Cryptic, as we saw over the last couple of rounds, he's got 5 frags, and he is starting to heat up.
Yeah, Cryptic, he's a massive performer for this Eros squad, always bringing the energy, always bringing the plays. But pretty much anyone on the Eros squad can have a moment. They have some very good clutch players, very good multi-kill players that I've noticed. Jason has a lot of good moments. We've seen shine early on in this game. Umar, when he gets going with the op, can be a force. But what we need right now for Third Impact is Walker. We need Walker with that op to get things going, and instead he's going to be playing incredibly passive over towards Arches. Does not want to take a risk here, and that in and of itself is a risk for Third Impact.
Yeah, mid's free and clear for the taking towards bracket here from Eros, and you already have Cryptic waiting in Boiler. He will have reinforcements shortly should Lircy, choose to move in with them, but it looks like they're just going to set up and wait for some pushes to come their way. They want Third Impact to make the first mistake. Got a bit of a stalemate as a result. Well, Walker could spot out a target soon.
Ooh.
Timing may be in favor of A.
His
No.
timing. Well, that's a safe play from Eros. Just smoke off the angle and reset. It's a very passive round from both teams, incredibly so. And I'm surprised that nobody's tried to force the issue anywhere along the map. The B players, they're still hiding. The A players, they're incredibly passive. A nice even line around the arch tunnel for this B side take. There's a lot of Molotovs here for Eros, but they lack a lot of their late game utility. Only 2 smokes, 3 mollies, and a flashbang. So that one flash is going to have to be huge once they make their way onto the site. The molly in towards first orange will have to land perfectly, and Walker's already making his way in towards B. It's going to be a slugfest of a take here as well, but Dane, he fails to find a mark, and Grape has the chance. Oh, he's made sound. Doesn't matter. Cryptic falls. Umar's dropped Walker, and Jason trades out. 4v2 with their deck. They've been locked out of the site. They've been locked out of the round, and they are having to run for the hills here. They need to save these guns. They might have max loss, but they will not have a nice buy in the next round as Eros start off 6 straight rounds here.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest problems for Third Impact in that round is they didn't have much utility to work with, and that's probably why they were holding back so much, in particular at Banana. You saw at the end of it only 2 flashbangs as Eros were coming in, so Eros, even though they were limited as well, they still had a good chunk more than Third Impact, and you saw them use it well with the Molotov thrown between the 2 boxes at the B site, and yeah, great work on the Eros side. They're currently undefeated 6-0 in terms of rounds.
One thing I'd like to note about Eros, I've casted them about 3 times in the past 2 weeks, and I've noticed they like to use a lot of their utility early on in rounds on T sides. They've mitigated that here. They're using a lot more towards the middle portion of the round. They're using a little bit early to make sure Third Impact has to throw their stock util, but they're not flooding anywhere with utility. They're saving enough for the mid and the late rounds. They're saving that utility for those takes, and it's working out incredibly well for them. That's a great adjustment, and I have to give the credit to their coach, Korn. I think he's had a good amount of play in that part, and it's a nice sign for Eros to see that they're evolving here, but Insane is going a bit insane here, pushing that towards middle, and it pays off for a kill. He might even get out alive with that smoke.
That's a really good smoke to throw in support of Insane, right? Because he's coming down mid, he gets the opening frag, and they know that there are going to be players that will try and trade from T-ramp, but now they can't because they're completely smoked off, and that gives Insane even more map control. This is really good for third. Yeah. Insane drops 2 more. There's the 3K. Will he expect the player around the corner? He doesn't, but Cryptic misses his shots. Finally connects on it, but he will go down in turn. 4v1. Very well played round here by Third Impact.
That's a great support flash for smoke for the IGL. Insane, putting the team in his backpack, leading by example, leading quite literally from the front there, rushing down mid, getting those 3 kills, and basically shutting down this round. Lyrcy not expecting Brett all the way through T-Apps onto the bridge. And Third Impact, they finally crack open that goose egg, and it's all down to the IGL. Big risk and delivering with huge kills.
That was incredibly well done, Insane, and they get a free upgrade there out of that round as well, and obviously Third Impact, Walker is going to be happy to have that on his back and make a little bit more noise here into this 8th round of play in the first half. Obviously Third Impact wants to get on a little bit of a run here, and Eros, given they built up so much economy here, Austin, they are rocking and rolling once more with 4 AKs in the off. In fact, I think Third Impact's going to have to win at least 2 more to break the economy of Eros.
And that's not counting bomb plants either. If Eros get bomb plants, that could stretch to 3.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a dangerous spot for Third Impact to be in. Their CT economy is still in the fledgling stage, but because they only lost 1 player in that last round, it does set them up a lot better than it could have otherwise. So there is some silver lining here for the CT side. But Eros, I think they want to pressure a little more heavily. And one thing to note too, Third Impact are back to that incredibly passive play style that Eros have been able to take advantage of. Walker has not gone for an aggro peek. He's not gone for that mid swing. It's been incredibly passive with the op, and it hasn't really had a chance to factor in because Eros take utility is taking it out of the picture.
Yeah, it's a really good point, actually. Third Impact were very, very passive up until they decided to go for that aggression with Insane, and then when they went for the aggression, they found the round victory. But now they feel like they want to go for this more passive play, so we'll see if it materializes for them. Time whittling down here. 36 seconds remaining in the round. Brett, good position here on default. He will get one on Cryptic. Takes a lot of damage to the engagement, and he loses his support and Insane over in the pit. Brett isolated, goes through the smoke, takes the chance here, but Umar no-scopes him. He felt like something was off. He couldn't move to the left, and he gets the second one on Dane. It looks like everything's going Eros' way. Walker's on the outside looking in, and he's running to Grape and said, you know what, let's get the heck out of here. There's no reason for us to fight any further.
Yeah, going for a retake here would age like sour milk, and well, Third Impact. They want to make some wine here, but they are the ones under the press. Eros doing so well. They're reading this game incredibly well. The only round Third Impact have is because Insane made an incredibly insane play. Nobody's expecting someone to push full down mid on a rifle round. Nobody does that. So for Eros, they're like, well, just chalk that one up to, well, it's a crazy play, it's a gimmick, it won't work again, and let's go win the next round. That's going to be a reset, a tactical reset to go back to those old economy days. And things are looking so good for Eros right now.
Yeah, this is a far cry from the 16 to 14 win that Impact had the last time they played on Inferno against ATK in their previous match. Walker, the top frag there, the Opper, carrying that big green, 29 and 14 with a 97.0 ADR. So, I mean, we're going to need to see a little more from Walker more than likely, and Dane as well, who's been quite quiet.
You can't really say anyone on Third Impact, though, has been active. They all have below double-digit kills. Nobody's even at 8 or 9. Dane has the most with 6, and it just seems like there's an overall lack of urgency on this squad. They're playing too passive, and they're getting taken advantage of, and there's Dane jiggling out, and Umar is going to love to take those fights every day of the week. He loves to go aggressive with the op. We saw that last round, taking fights. The no-scope was incredibly risky, but it worked out well. Grace running away, flying and fleeing. I don't know how Grape's going to lie, but Learcy's eliminated Brett. Now they're going to make the audible call back towards A. It's been opened up, and Third Impact are reeling again, but they can shut this down. No! That's unfortunate. I thought it was even the timing. Walker, though, he's dropped the bomb, and Grape's giving them a chance.
I honestly thought Insane was going to win that battle in the apartments, and that was a critical one, because if he gets that shutdown, at least he can try to get another denial, maybe a second one on the board, and keep them from coming down truck side. But at the end of the day, Eros gets the frag, and they just walk right onto this A site. Walker does punish a little bit, and of course, Grape finds one as well, but Third Impact, again, are going to have to settle for some saved rifles. That means Eros, after only 9 rounds in this first half, are going to take a lead into the second half by securing this 8th round.
And they're still setting themselves up for more, too, which is the scary part. Yeah. This is not like, okay, they got 8 rounds, it's close. This is 8-1. The casualties have been slim, the takes have been fierce, the utility's been impeccable, and Third Impact has been walled out of a round. And I can't help but harken back to the lack of information and aggressive peeking. Nobody's peeked halls, nobody's peeked mid, nobody's gone for that nade stack push banana, not even the deep molly towards T-ramp with a flash high. There's been no initiative taken by Third Impact on the CT side, and they're getting punished for it. They're playing too passive, and the way that Eros like to play their T side, you can't capitalize on them setting up for things if you do take those early fights.
Yep. They've played very, very patient and slowly on their T side, which, I mean, like you said, it's typically their style, but Third Impact are not taking advantage of it. Finally, you see them head down banana. A good trade comes through by A. Still a 4v4, and Third Impact, well, they have a bit of an edge towards banana, but they decide to fall back, at least for the time being. Dane is alone there. He doesn't want to be too aggressive. The rest of the team, well, they're just going to wait in the A side proper. In fact, no one really challenging for mid at all now on the Third Impact side. Umar spots out Dane trying to jump over that half wall for information, and I mean, both get information in turn.
Yeah, but in the 4v4, it has to favor Eros, especially the way they've been able to bleed out Third Impact and make them sweat. Third Impact, they've been making decent reads, but the rotations have been a little on the slow side, and the lack of utility has significantly harmed them. They do have a lot of flashbangs for this retake if it does come to pass, which is a good sign, and it would be a B take, which is easier to retake than A, but the op is elsewhere on the map. It's over towards A, and an op on a retake, it's not exactly the easiest thing in the world, and Umar's going to lead the charge here with the bomb on his back, which could be a little bit of a risky play, but it still seems like a lack of commitment over towards this B side from Third Impact. Brett's still over towards Speedway. They have to have some confidence here. They have to have some decisiveness or else they're going to get rolled again.
Oh yeah, Eros is coming right on in. Here comes the smoke for CT. Brett might walk through it, could have a good opportunity, get good timing. They've got a crossfire set up. There it is. Dane and Brett get a couple. Learcy survives and does manage to take down one, but it's a man advantage for third impact. Dane Joris will manage to get another one here. And Umar's the last one standing in his way and around victory, but Umar manages to get the headshot on Dane with the P250, plant the bomb, and he's set up for 2 1v1s here. He's going to be giving them as well. Walker goes down. Umar trying to clutch it out, goes for the flick, but can't do it. It's the IGL again for third impact that comes to the rescue and gets them a second round on the board, but that one was very tightly contested.
It was insane who got them the round, but it was Dangerous who put in the heavy lifting early on. The swing from Brett, too, needed to be there. It was their right time, but Dangerous, the fact that he managed to get his next kill, that was what really set third impact up to have a chance to win. Umar made it so close and so deadly, but insane. He manages to wide swing just enough, throw off the op, plays that well, hits his shots, and third impact, they're not going to give that 9th round up just yet. They'll have a bit of a lackluster buy in terms of rifles. They have all the utility they need, and Walker's going to peek down middle. Need to see a little more aggressiveness from third impact. Stuff like that from Walker. He's going to go aggro, but he's not going to connect the shot still. Information gained, and the fear has now been instilled in Eros. They're going to rotate around, and Walker's presence has been revealed, and that might make Eros think a little bit twice, or 3 times even, about going over towards that A site, because they know what a threat he can be.
Well, it doesn't seem to be deterring the Learcy too much. Okay, now he's going to back off a little bit. Yeah, they're being very patient. They've still got a lot of utility to work with on the Eros side, and they just want to take their time and clear out these angles in a very careful and precise manner. Walker, in the meantime, has now gone towards pit. Not insane in graveyard to support. We'll see if Eros decide to push out here. They have thrown a smoke for our side. They'll open up a little bit of space for them, and Brett makes his presence known, of course, by spamming with the FAMAS through that smoke, and that could be enough to push Eros off of this A site. In fact, it will be. The problem is for third impact is that if Eros decides to go to B site, they've only got 1 player there, although 1 is close behind in the form of Grape. It's Dane over at Banana, sees the Molotov thrown, and will likely call for Grape to come over to the B site at this point, and you see exactly that happening. I'm not sure where Eros is going to go, though, because they're rotating back and forth between both Banana and mid, trying to play the mind games with third impact.
Eros has the utility too, but Walker has the op. He's got the first shot and the second onto Umar. That's a huge kill. Taking a third onto Learcy, looking for the 4th on a Cryptic, and he's got 1 more in his sights, but Brett steals the ace. But Walker, he heats up in pit. He's starting to boil over, the frustrations perhaps beginning to fuel, and that's what you expect from Walker. Landing the shots he needs to hit, shutting down a push without a flash, without a smoke. And Eros, they are going to fall victim to that every single time. Third impact, 2 rounds straight, and a clean one is good for the CT economy here. But the money on Eros, it's starting to come to a bit of an end. A bomb plant might secure them a bit of a broken bind to the next, but there's a chance for third impact to close this gap even more. However, Eros are getting a little more frisky over towards Banana in the early going. Jason throwing a lot of utility in the early going. Will be countered. This 3-stack over towards B is here. Jason's got a good flashbang from A. He's got himself at least 1 half onto Dangerous. But still, 4v4 favors the teams.
Yeah, I mean, if you're third impact, you have to follow up a round like that with a win, you know, because Walker just played his heart out to get that 4K. Really well played from Pit, and now he's going to be over at that B site by his lonesome. Eros are doing a really good job at least getting these entries. We'll see if they have the answer here to this AWP. It should be an opening frag here for Walker unless a flashbang comes through. He's going to get it. Cryptic will go down here. Walker backs off. He goes to New Box looking for a follow-up, trying to get another multi-kill round under his belt. Misses a couple of shots. That will isolate him. That Molotov likely going to force him out. No, he decides to throw the smoke down into the Molotov. Gets the shot on A as well. Looking for a third, and he hits the leg of Learcy. Finally will seal the deal, and Walker's got 7 over the last 2 rounds. Another 3-kill plus round coming through for him. Keep it walking, folks.
That's why I've been hyping up Walker. My know what he's capable of. This man is a nutter on the op, and we're seeing it here in these last 2 rounds. He's been gifted opportunities, and he will not let those slip through his fingers. Walker is going to hit those shots every single day. It's a walk in the park for him, and now that he's starting to heat up, the rest of Third Impact 2 is going to be getting a confidence boost. They know their op is online. They know Walker is indeed walking.
That's going to engage here right off the bat against Umar. It is a pistol buy-up here for Eros, although Jason did manage to get an AK into his hands. Eros will lose the first man in the round, but they're going to keep pushing out here. Let's see if they can deal with Brett. Well, so far, no good. 2 kills for Brett. Now regain control towards mid, and that forces Eros in a very tough spot. They don't have much map control. They have to decide where they're going to end up, and 4 players on Third Impact are stacked up on this A site. It is the wrong place for Eros to be. I think there's got a lot of information peeking around that corner, though, and Jason comes out with the AK, which I don't think Third Impact was expecting. Walker continues to hit his shots. He gets one. Dane drops Cryptic. Only A left, and no longer. Insane takes care of him, and Third Impact now have 4-round victories in a row.
They do indeed, and they're starting to close that gap. If they can get 6 or 7 rounds, I would consider it a win at this point for Third Impact because of the struggles they've faced so far in this game. An 8-1 scoreline in favor of Eros, brought back to a 9-6, 8-7, is an incredible return for Third Impact. And Eros, considering their money here in these last 2 rounds, they lose this one without that bomb plant. They're going to be in dire straits economically, and that sets Third Impact up for that 7th round.
Umar going to get the headshot on Insane right off the bat here. Now, Eros are going to post up around mid. Opening frag belongs to them as they're hunting for that 9-round victory and trying to end this 4-round run by Third Impact. And you see Third Impact doesn't really have much presence on the A side proper, and you're going to see Dane Joris decide to rotate in to truck side and likely end up in pit to seal the gap. And Eros had a slight window to expose that, but looks like they are just going to play the patient game once more.
John, Third Impact have 2 pieces of utility a minute 6 into the left in the round. They full util dumped on that initial piece of contact.
That's an overcommitment for sure. Good spot, Austin. Yeah, as Brett is going to use the second to last piece of utility. Maybe the shots will hit, though. There's Dane getting one. They don't care about the utility, Austin. They've got the guns. Now Cryptic is going to try and make something happen, and he does. UK comes back, and Umar drops Walker. What's going on? Eros only had 2 players left, 2v4, and they get 3 frags combined, leaving only Grape standing. That's a round where you have to feel like Third Impact should have ended up with at least, if not to a man advantage going to this post plant, a victory before the bomb even gets down to the ground. But Grape is now going to have to clutch this one out, or try to, with no utility.
It's a bit of an overcommitment and overswing, but Grape is spotting the first in towards Graveyard, but Umar is going to be able to hit the headshot first. Grape has been plucked, and we go into the last round of this half, even by both teams' fans and well. Good flurry of impact on the start there, but it wasn't there to convert. They ran out of utility. Walker going for a little bit of a swing there, not expecting that second player all the way in through arches, and it's a bit unlucky there. Timeout called by Third Impact. I think it's a wise call here. Talk things over. You want that 6th round. You kind of need that 6th round at this point. And I guess just be like, hey, let's not full util dump on first contact here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of time left in the round, and Eros have been playing that waiting game.
Yeah, that was the pacing left a lot to be desired on the utility. There's no doubt for Third Impact. But actually, speaking of utility, I think that Eros has done a good job. You pointed out earlier in the half, but they have really been careful with their utility usage, and they always seem to have just the right amount left to go for their hits. So we'll see if that remains the case here in this final round of play of the first half of action on map number 1.
Umar's got his op out towards middle. It's a good flashbang. Brent peeks, not able to capitalize on anyone just yet. 5v5 as teams start to flood out of their spawns. And look for the early engagements. Look for those early small skirmish victories. I like the apps control from Eros here. I like their overall setup. It's a very defaulty setup. 2 towards banana, 3 towards A. The double up in apps. It's always something good to have. You leave your op down towards the middle. Maybe somebody overextends and you get that pick. There's a lot of control here for the T side early on. They have used up quite a bit of their utility, however. They're down to 4 smokes, a flash, and a molly. And Third Impact have used quite a bit as well, but they have a considerable amount more than they did in the last round. And I think a lot of this is going to rely on Eros to hit their shots on these initial entries. And well, we got a porch boost coming in here. This is something Third Impact have not pulled off all map. And now Walker might even be gifted a first pick here on B if this flash doesn't connect, if they even decide to throw one.
You only have one left, and that's in Umar's hands. You have to imagine he's going to throw. No, he goes for the dry peek, and it works! What? Walker goes down. What a shot from Umar. Now they're pulling up to the B site because Third Impact were relying on Walker to at least get one before going down. That said, Grape is going to charge on through construction and make his way to Coffins. Dane pinching in from CT. Reinforcements on the way, but Brett is a good distance away. Over at Banana, and Learsey connects on a lucky shot through the smoke. Then Umar as well on Dangerous. Oh, goodness gracious me, when things are going badly, they certainly continue to do so here on Third Impact side. Brett also falls, Austin. I think this is over.
Well, Insane's had some good plays so far this half. Maybe he can make up for a 1v5. Here's a 6. Got one, a line up for 2. No. He gets shut down. At Third Impact, they fall by 5 rounds. 10-5 here, end of the first half. Let's take a quick break and come back for more.
We gotta show 'em what we living for.
Love, love, love. Got me thinking about love. I'm gonna sing, sing, sing at the top of my lungs. Like ba ba da ba da. Ba ba da ba da. Love, love, love. Just thinking about love. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay, yeah. Gotta learn to love hard with no reservations. I'm just trying to live honest with no reservations. Gotta free your mind, you don't need all these regulations. Between the love and the hate, the only segregation. Bring them out, everyone that's got so much to figure out. Went and got the ladders and the shovels, we gon' dig them out. Gotta take a step back, the picture's getting bigger now. Write it on the paper, read it back, and then you live it out. You couldn't climb a mountain if it all was smooth. It's the bumps in the road to help you find the groove. You never have to stress because you've got the tools. Let's put some love in the air and help them find the move.
Love, love, love. Got me thinking about love. I'm gonna sing, sing, sing at the top of my lungs. Like ba ba da ba da. Ba ba da ba da. Love, love, love. Just thinking about love. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm just thinking about love, love, love. Got me thinking about love. I'm gonna sing, sing, sing at the top of my lungs. Like ba ba da ba da. Ba ba da ba da. Love, love, love. Just thinking about love. I left you in the morning, and I didn't know if I would ever see you again, 'cause I didn't get your number. So I left you sleeping, put a written note on your bed. But you're really under my skin. I don't know where to begin.
Eros flew out of the gate early, 8-1 lead. Third Impact, they rallied for 4 straight, but Eros got back in the driver's seat, finished with a 10-5 lead on the T side of Inferno. And John, their team play, their cohesion, it was on point so far.
Oh, absolutely. We talked about it a couple of times. Their utility usage was excellent. They were well coordinated across the board when they were going for their executes and really just looked like a unit charging on forward. Obviously, Cryptic was playing incredibly well as he has throughout these qualifiers, but the rest of the team, the supporting cast, was excellent as well. And towards the latter half of the first half, I mean, Dane and Walker, talking a bit about Third Impact, they started to really kick it into gear, but unfortunately, it was only for those 4 rounds, and then Eros took control, as you mentioned. So, I mean, Third Impact, the scoreline's not too bad, obviously. 10-5, you win the pistol round, and everything changes. But we'll see if that's going to come to fruition, as Third Impact are going to charge down Arch side. They're not really spotted out, so no information for Eros. Now they're going to see them coming through, but it might be too late. Umar goes down to Dane, and Jason is going to get a nice headshot on Walker. Could find a follow-up here as well. Doesn't go down yet. There's the second. Look at the third. Jason finally goes down to Dane, but he's done what he has to here. He's made it a 3v3, and his teammates are coming for the retake as this bomb's going to go down.
A's got 2 flashes in the kit, 2 for this retake. Flashing over house could blind all these players. But insane in towards Boiler, needs that kill. Manages it a little belabored, but A, clean 1 tap, trades it out. Leersy onto Danger, as it all rests on Brett. He came alive 2 in the ladder after that first half, but Leersy has his number. Jason kicks it off in towards Pit. Leersy finishes it onto Brett in Pit. Defuse comes in with plenty of time. And Eros, they get themselves the all-too critical pistol round. They do surrender a bomb plant, though, so this next round is anything but secure here. These replays are just going to show how crisp these shots were on the retake. A with the first, Leersy calm and composed, and then this wallbang onto Brett, absolutely huge. Nowhere for him to run.
No, really. Honestly, that all starts with Jason, though. Those 2 frags that he found dancing around all those bullets, dodging it like he's Neo in the Matrix. I mean, honestly, that was impressive in itself, and is the reason why Eros are able to clutch it out towards the end. They get the 11th round on the board, but like you mentioned, that bomb plant is going to help Third Impact buy up some guns here. It's only going to be 2 rifles, 2 Galils. They got the 2 Tech 9s, which can be very lethal up close and personal, of course. Yeah. Mac 10, never underestimate that SMG. As Third Impact, we're going to send 3 players down towards Banana. Utility's not too bad either. They've got a good chunk of it to work with here. And Eros just going to throw a cautionary Molotov right outside that smoke to make sure that a quick rush, does not come in.
Eros, they're behind on terms of utility now. The smoke will not be a wall, but A's going to go forward. Leersy going to manage at least 1 and a ton of damage onto another. A now swings for 2. He might be on for a 3rd. It's been a decimation of the Third Impact squad. Leersy's still here. Somehow A is still alive. The bomb is on site, and Grapes don't one. Goes back for more onto A. Now things start to stabilize for Third Impact a little bit as Dangers will get in towards site. But all the Eros players are rotating in through spawn. But Umar's made his way up through church, and he sends Grape to his knees. Dangerous 1v3, not to be. Jason wins the duel, and Eros, they shut down that force buy. They come out of it with 3 rifles, and that's where things really start to tailspin out for Third Impact. They're going to have to eco here. It's going to be at 13-5 before they can even get back into the driver's seat again. Only 3 rounds for Eros to grab that map point, to grab that 16th round.
Yeah, I mean, there's a big problem for Third Impact in that round, in my opinion, is that they don't check the yellow box boosts at all. Like, they just look completely away from it, and then you realize that the UMP was firing down at them from there for so long, and that's really what did them in, because by the time they realize, player falls off, they look up, and everyone else converges on them and gets the job done, despite the fact that Grape did a good job of getting things over. It just wasn't enough. Now we're going to see Grape again, get into an engagement, and there's the 1-1, but the trade comes through. And Eros still have control of Banana, but I like the aggression here coming from Brett. He's going to charge and grab the UMP, do more damage to A, whose Molotov ends up burning him to an itty-bitty crisp. Now Cryptic wins right outside of Boiler, gets Dane looking the wrong way, and that will make it a 4v2. Third Impact, the 2 players left are on that B site, or towards the B site anyway. We'll have to deal with Umar along with A, who are setting up a really crossfire. One done for Insane, but Umar is taking a trade, and he won't find the final frag. Was just about to. Walker survives at 13 HP. That's another bomb plant for Third Impact, who have at least been doing a good job of getting those, and maybe even a chance for Walker to clutch this one out.
3 kills already huge for Third Impact, and Walker's chance for 4. Gets a little unlucky there. I thought that he was on for the head, but it is what it is. Not like it would have made a difference in the end. that extra kill. Could have been an economic difference, not necessarily in the round, but still, it was not too expensive for Eros the round prior, so they will still be fine for economy. Umar's going to go straight for that op too, as Walker's going to pull out the big green gun of his own. If Eros win this round, they've gone for a... wait. They've gone for a double op? That's risky. That's incredibly risky.
I don't mind it necessarily, Austin. I mean, you know, you have one player who can watch mid and one towards the B site. Again, you're right. It's very risky in terms of economy because they really hamstring themselves if they don't come out with a round victory or if they can't save the obstacles this round. You see third attack going from aggressive down banana. Eros not challenging too much, and that's an important first frag. A goes down. And Eros are going to rotate one of their players off of A to help reinforce that B side, maybe even two. As you see Cryptic thinking about going there, but no, Cryptic decides he's going to stick around and watch mid from Arch side.
It's a double op hold on the B side right now. And
yeah, it's surprising to see them both on the same site, right?
I don't know how I feel about that. It's going to make the A retake, if it has to happen, basically impossible. It's going to make holding B, basically you fire your shots and then wait for the retake. It's not the most effective for initial hold, but it could work with a good retake play, and that might be just what has to happen here. Is it's going to be a nice fake from third impact, forcing the rotation of Umar away. They're going to hear a little bit of noise towards Speedway too, as the utility's about to flood in. And Walker's still over towards A middle, keeping these players honest. And Lyris does not connect that initial shot. Needed that first, and now it's going to be a 5v4 maybe even a 5v3 if a round finds somebody through the smoke. And Brett's up on top of Dark. This is a really strong post plan already.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Eros has to get lucky, connect through the smoke for a shot or something. And no, it's not going to happen. Umar goes down to Brett. He only had 3 players left. One of the ops is gone. It's been an expensive round for you. I think Jason's trying to grab the op. He does, but he gets killed immediately by Dane. Now they're pinching in. I think that Eros are going to lose all their rifles out of this round. They're lucky to get away, in fact, because Dane decides to fall off of it and rejoin his team. So the op is, in fact, grabbed. They get the double op setup back, and that is the most important part here for Eros. You lose the round, sure, but at least you keep 4750 times 2 in your back pocket.
That is true. They keep the heavy investments into this next round, but their overall money, it's dashed against the rocks. It is obliterated here, and they're going to have to shuffle the cash around somehow, some way to make a feasible buy here.
Yeah.
Their impact have given themselves a prime opportunity. It would be even better if they took out those ops, but even as it stands, this is going to force Eros into a really rough financial situation. And this is a good time out for them, but it does call into question the validity of going for a double up setup on the first gun round of a half.
Yeah.
But also when your economy isn't that strong to begin with.
Well, I mean, they will have enough to get, I think, at least another rifle. Yeah, you see the M4 come out, and Lyris and Cryptic still have 3K in their back pocket. So you have to imagine a FAMAS, maybe a MP9 will come through. No, they're able to actually afford 2 M4A4s, a FAMAS, and 2 ops. The thing is, because they go for the M4A4 instead of the FAMAS, the utility will be a little lighter, but they still got 3 players rocking in it. Umar probably going to buy up a little bit. I think they're going to talk it over once more. A second timeout coming through for Eros.
It's a wise decision. You can use 2 of them at the same time, use it, take that extra 30 seconds, talk things over. Umar probably debating whether or not to go for the full suite of util or to go for some armor. Because for a vest, he still has a decent amount, but the Molotovs, the incendiaries are so expensive, John, on the CT side. They need another one. They desperately need another one here.
Well, they're making that choice right now. Umar goes for the armor and the 2 flashes in the smoke. All right, well, I think that's the right call. And now Eros are going to walk into round number 20. They still have a sizable lead. Their buy-up certainly isn't too shabby at all. And they're ready to deal with whatever third impact has to throw at them. But there's definitely a full set of utility on the third impact side that Eros are going to have to face down against. Third impact, they send 4 players, make it 2 players towards mid. A couple are going to alt mid, and Danger is staying behind to use some utility and flashbangs for Banana. That will force Umar off of his aggressive position and aggressive hold at Banana. That means no information for Umar, and third impact can have their way with whatever site they wish, or at least in terms of executing. Catching Eros off guard. Thinking Insane are going to trade a couple, but there's Jason spotting out Brett. 4v3 in favor of Eros. They have the man advantage. This would be a heartbreaker for Third Impact to lose, especially since things are starting to trend their way.
Learcy's here with the op. Umar's left to hold B alone. Smoke goes out towards Moto. Will give Learcy a little bit of a gap. That's a nice little angle for him. Just enough to spy across, if anything. But looks like it's going to be a fadeaway towards B from Third Impact, right into the waiting arms of Umar. We'll give them a rather metallic welcome. One, they'll go. Two, they'll fall. That's the first and wise decision not to stick around. Umar's just going to track all the way back towards the B site. Insane and Walker now left alone in a 2v4. But they are going to hit the site with only one player still, as nobody else has rotated over for the Eros side. Learcy's starting to trend over, and A might follow, but still. It's going to be the double ops to hold this site, but it does pay off. Insane gets caught in spawn, and Walker, op in hand. Op meets him in the head. 14-6. A slap back from Eros, knocking Third Impact down a peg. The money, though, should be enough for another buy here, which is the silver lining, but that scoreline of 14-6.
Yeah.
There's no margin for error anymore.
Yeah, that's the toughest thing, right? That 14-6 score line, and just a great job by Umar in the 4v3. He gets the op frag, but does not get greedy. No repeat. Falls immediately back to the B site, realizes what a big advantage Eros have gained. And, you know, I just love to see that type of discipline come through by the Eros side. A Walker now is already pushed up and posted up towards Banana, waiting for a player to peek out, but Eros are going to play this pass this time. They're fully blind. That's a good flashbang for Third Impact to throw, but they don't really follow it up. They just want to throw the flashbang, make a little bit of noise. And here comes the proper execute. There's the flash once more. Will have to fall off. But they don't get it. A's still alive on site. He gets one. Insane finally trades it out, and the space has been gained, but reinforcements are going to be coming through. The problem for A's is they won't be able to pincer in from Banana because everyone appears to be coming from CT spawn.
And Third Impact know it. They have Brett down bottom middle. They have all the information here. They don't have a care in the world. Okay, everyone's coming from church and spawn area. We got this on lock. We know where they're coming from. Just play our angles. We have a flashbang to use, and in that goes. Actually, it was a smoke instead. They still have that flashbang. Look at the spam from Insane. He's got two. Umar has two as well. Not gonna get the third though. Cryptic swings, but Brett has both. Brett stands up tall. So does Insane with 3. And Third Impact, they cut this deficit down to 7. Double their score line. Heroes 6. But the money on the CT side is a get knocked out this here. That round. Gonna be a rough once more for Eros, but what a play from Insane and then from Brett to swing in. That's a great hold from those two individuals who have really stepped up as the going has gotten tough for Third Impact.
Absolutely, that's just a good spray control coming through from Insane to secure those 2 frags, but as we saw, I mean, Umar almost got the job done. He has been so good with that AWP, and we'll see if he can continue his work with that op. Well, we'll have to wait maybe a couple more rounds here as Eros is going to be relegated down to pistols only. 3 deagles and the 2 CZs. Great. And a flashbang right near half wall. And Learcy's in a prime position to do a lot of damage if Third Impact doesn't hard clear around this corner. And they do. Insane gets him immediately. Not much damage taken either. And that will really soften up the B side. But I like what Jason's thinking. Unfortunately for him, Brett was thinking the same thing. Realized where he'd be coming from. And now peeks into window to find Umar as well. So everything looking good here for Third Impact. They are cruising along in this round.
Brett's doing a great job on this lurking role right now on the T side. He had all the information for Third Impact in the last round. Came in, mopped things up too from Banana. This round he picks off that aggression and now signals the A side's probably pretty darn clean, as I just opened it up with 2 kills. So it's a good read over here towards A from Third Impact. They're going to clear the site and do all their due diligence. They don't want to take any chances here. They cannot afford, quite literally, to take any chances. So they'll clean everything up, work their way in, and give themselves an 8th round of the board.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Cryptic or A have much to lose by trying to hunt down some frags here. Obviously, you know, the 500 for the CZ and the 700 for the Deagle, but that's pretty much it. So All right, well, they're just going to hang back, it seems. They want to bring these pistols into the following round, and you did see Lircy invest quite heavily into this one, so you have to imagine that Eros are not going to buy up at least fully into the next round, probably going to have another half buy, so in that regard, it makes sense to keep these pistols.
They probably don't have much of a chance for even getting an exit over towards the A site or even getting a kill. It's just going to be walking into a kill box and... yeah, they're all going to hide in towards Dozier corner. They're just going to save here. Make sure they don't risk anything at all. Look at them. Ducks in a row.
Yeah.
For Eros, John, what do you think is the answer here? They've been failing to find any traction here on the CT side. They've been failing to find recurring success. They've got a couple of wins here, but most of their success has come off the back of the pistol round. And
Right.
even then, that third round, that anti-eco was very costly.
Yeah, I mean it was, but at the same time, you look at the lead that they were able to build up off of that pistol round victory, right? They get 4 rounds right off the bat in the second half, and now Third Impact are starting to inch their way back into this one. But Eros they have the time, they have the cushion. Another full buy-up is going to be coming in the following round. This time, they're going to try and make those pistols work again. And hey, you never know. I mean, 4 players, body armor, 3 deagles, a 5.7, and a CZ in play. You get 1 frag and pick up a rifle in this round, quickly turn on its head. Not to mention the kill power of that deagle, but Walker doesn't care about the deagle. He finds Cryptic and gets him right on through that wall with the AWP, making it a 5v4 in favor of TI.
Jason's going to be the next one to swing. Brett's going to walk into his crosshair, but the spam will not connect. 2 kills on 2 1v1s for Third Impact against the pistols and armor. 5-7, though, still lurks around the arch corner. The 5-7. Was never present danger. A will pick up Grape, though. An uncharacteristic miss there for Grape. The 5-7 spams out. It does a lot of damage. It has not found a mark just yet. Making a team kill. And an op picked up for Umar. It's an op for Umar. Of all the guns to give over, he's got one of the 5-7. Surely this is not how things turn away from Third Impact. This is not the round they can afford to lose quite. Just, it would be insanity for them to drop this. Brett's got a good idea. He's spamming in as a Molotov to hold him off. In they go. He gets one. Kane has traded, but Dangerous has the Molotov to back him up. Umar burns, but he pushes forward. Dane has the sound cues, knows where he's coming from. Utility swings. Dane does too. Third Impact, they escape with their life, but escape it is. So narrow a margin, and it could have turned around so quickly against them. The team kills what sparked it all, and the op for Umar, that was the golden ticket.
I mean, I see why the TK came through, right? They're just trying to tap away towards our side and get that frag, but still, yeah, that really did trigger a crazy sequence of events, and you're going to see a timeout called here by Third Impact, and I think that's a good idea. Settle things down. It didn't really hurt their economy too much. They're still going to get a full-on buy here, since that T-side economy is much more forgiving than CT side. But that's not the way you want to win that round, right? You're going up against pistols only. They come through and do so much damage to the TK as well. You have to settle the nerves down because this is a big one for them, facing off against the full-on buy-up against Eros.
This is, I think, where the game can either be made or broken for Third Impact. They win this round, and they can give themselves a chance to win either in regulation or in overtime. They lose this round, and Eros should have the confidence and the momentum to be able to finish the job here that they've started. Third Impact, I feel a little bit of wind behind their sails, but after that last round, they've called a timeout, and rightly so, because that could have been a very disconcerting result and something that could completely shatter all of the work they put in to even bring this to within these 5 rounds.
I think the confidence is definitely shaky at this point, and we'll see how that factors into this round. We do have Umar with that op aggressively holding the flashbang, does not connect, and Umar gets the free frag as a result. Throws the smoke onto New Box, and then Molotov and Lears, he's gonna farm away potentially. No, he only gets 1, and then goes down to the Molotov. He just jumped right into it, didn't realize because of the flashbang that had been thrown towards him. So now Third Impact a chance, an opening, an opportunity, and they don't waste it. Brett gets the frag over on Umar, makes it a 3v3. Now Eros are gonna come charging at Jason. Doesn't want to wait for a flashbang. He goes out, gets 1, and he he's traded as well. 2v2 HP in favor of Eros, 200 versus 116, and they have a really good setup here for the retake. One coming from Banana and Cryptic waiting over at CT. Insane! Oh my goodness! Walking right through a Molotov just to get out of the position. Almost goes down, but it works. Walker gets A. Insane drops Cryptic, and that was another dicey round for Third Impact, but they do manage to get the 10th on the board. Wow.
That one dicey in a different way. That one is... They just pulled off some great plays, and then we somehow swing it back. That is Third Impact playing their hearts out right now and trying to come back into this one with every fiber of their being. That is a well-played round at the end there from Third Impact to recover that situation. I don't know how they did it, but they managed it, and then the lockdown there. Getting out of that new box molly to a 3 HP, that has to be a stroke of Counter-Strike luck. But it works out for Third Impact, and they've closed that gap to 4. And a chance for even 3 rounds to separate these two teams after this round's all said and done. It's pistols for Eros, but they found a lot of success on the pistols the last time out, John. And I don't think Third Impact can sleep easy in this round.
Oh, no, they cannot. There's no doubt about that one, especially with 3 players waiting at Banana. They're walking into the trap that Eros has set, but a great flashbang from Insane. Just strikes one, then he falls over the second. Can he get the 3K? He does. Wow, nicely played from Grape. Gets the triple for himself. Not too fussed at all, but it all started with a great flash thrown by the IGL.
Insane sets up Grape. Grape is a guy who can pop off at any moment in time. He doesn't exactly have the most kills in this Third Impact roster. He doesn't have the most ADR. He is a player with a high individual skill cap. And he just showcased that right there. Yeah, get the pistol. But why swinging into Deagles is something I don't think anyone in North America wants to do, because those Deagles tend to find you more times than not. So
yeah,
that's not a fun task for Grape to have to go in and take down. Insane's flash sets him up nicely. But those last two, those were pretty much just Grape doing what he does best and hitting his shots cleanly.
Yeah, Third Impact gonna need more of that as they're still on the comeback trail. Was just, as you mentioned, a half buy in the round for Eros. They only had the pistols, but this time Third Impact builds up even more economy for themselves, doesn't lose a single player. They will make it 11 rounds. They're only 3 back now off of Eros.
Watch this again. So blind. That great, dude. That third spray, impeccable. And that's what sets Third Impact up to really close that gap. Third Impact wins here. We could be very close to a tie ball game. 13-14 would be our score before Eros can muster a bye again. Umar versus Walker. I want to see that off duel. Walker hasn't really had to do all too much on the initials in this T-half with the AWP, but he's built up quite a significant bank here. Not like that bank matters because Third Impact can't afford to lose 2 rounds. But still. Grape, though, finished off. Learcy's flashed down Banana. He's opened things up. Umar taking initiative out towards mid, too. Walker could get caught. Third Impact running with their knives out. It's actually the force of smoke out of Umar. He doesn't want to take this fight early.
Yeah, Umar backs up. You see Dane come through, but Umar still gets the frag over from Graveyard. Dane trades him out, so it's only a man advantage for Eros. They know where Third Impact are coming from. They got the crossfire set up. Dane actually hits Cryptic, but Jason trades it out. Can he do more? He does, leaving only Walker standing. He's isolated. Didn't realize there was a player charging right at him. Pulls out the bomb, and that is his undoing. Eros get match point, and they are ready for opportunities here.
Eros trade out so effectively. Not a clean round by any stretch of the imagination. Look, John, even if Walker doesn't pull out that bomb, I don't think he gets out of there alive.
Yeah.
There's no way you expect that. There's no real way to counter that, especially with an op. You gotta hit a nice lucky no-scope, and that wasn't to be there for Walker. 4 rounds. Third Impact need to close this gap. And Eros, they bought down to everything they have again. Utility light on Learcy and Jason. But the frags have been there for Eros. The trades have been there, at least in that last round. Third Impact. They're playing this so slow. They're all the way down bottom T stairs. Finally, they start to take banana control. But overall, it's been a very slow start to this round for Third Impact. And Eros, they've barely left that spawn line.
Yeah, they're really hanging back here, aren't they? I mean, they still got a ton of utility to work with. I shouldn't say a ton. They have a good chunk of utility to work with. A couple of incendiaries, 4 flashbangs, and 3 smokes. One of those smokes just being thrown here. And Looks like Eros just want to hang on to this B site, not really let Third Impact have their way as of yet. Looking at TI, they got 3 down banana. Bomb is still over at the bottom of T ramp, and they are going to grab that now. That's going to be great to pick that up, and they're using quite a bit of utility again towards this B site, but I don't think the bomb's going to commit just yet. They're hoping to get that opening frag here on an unlucky Eros member. Is Cryptic going to be unlucky, or will he have the aim to deal with Brett, who will likely be coming around this corner very shortly?
There's utility. I don't see Cryptic having much of a chance here, but Brett's gonna try in, and that's gonna be an easy duel won by Cryptic. Brett doesn't clear the hard corner first, and he punished for it. Umar, it's another. A's finished up insane too. It's all down to Grape and Walker, and it's becoming a disaster of a round for Third Impact. Smoke onto the site, but Umar finishes the job, and he'll make it the hat trick to drop Walker 2 on lane. Third Impact, they come close, but oh so far on Inferno. Eros, they take